I am John White, the President and CEO of the Consortium for Ocean Leadership. We are a consortium of over 90 ocean science and technology organizations with a mission to advance ocean research, education, and sound policy through discovery, understanding, and action. As part of our mission, we've been running the National Ocean Sciences Bowl, or NOSB, for 23 years. So last week, someone asked me if we were going to go ahead with this event in light of the ongoing concerns, protests, and rightful emphasis on racial and social injustice. I immediately knew in my heart that the right answer was yes. Yes, even more so, we must proceed with this. And I've thought a lot about why I feel that way since. The people who are participating in this event, both young and less young, like every organization that is a member of our consortium, abhors the killings of countless Black people recently and over many years as a result of systemic racism. We fully understand that Black lives matter, and we understand that we have much serious work in front of us because they do matter. Every life is precious and well-deserving of respect, which is why we stand in solidarity with anyone who condemns racist acts and people and systems that advance and perpetuate inequality and violence against Black people. When I look at the faces and hear the passion of the protesters here in DC and around the world, I am inspired with hope. And I am reminded of the faces and passionate voices of our diverse NOSB students across the 275 teams from across the country, from whom I also gain hope every year and at every competition. I'm convinced that they are a generation that will change the course of our world in many wonderful and profound ways that we can't even begin to imagine. As one of my heroes, retired Admiral Bill McRaven, a four-star Navy SEAL and former Chancellor of the University of Texas, wrote in his book, Sea Stories, last year, "They are not like my generation. They are better. They value people for their friendship and their talents. They celebrate both color and ethnicity. They are more engaged. They will not stand by and watch while bad things happen to good people." So we do this today on a day, World Ocean Day, that is set aside to recognize the importance of our ocean all over the world. We do this to encourage and celebrate all of our committed students and volunteers who participate in the NOSB. They work hard to learn more, to steer us forward to a better future for humanity and for the ocean. So this event came about because we had to have our virtual national finals, normally held in a location where one of our institutions or our sponsors or someone has put it on. It was going to be in Gulfport in Mississippi in April, but of course we couldn't do that because of COVID-19. So we tried it virtually with about a month's notice. We were able to pull it off, and the winning team you're going to see today. What we were able to do virtually, we realized, is something that could be expanded and exported all around the world. And we look forward to trying to do that in the days ahead. But people have always wondered, how would our high school teams do against seas and ocean scientists in a competition? So I want to really shout out and compliment our sages who have never done a buzzer competition before. They've not practiced for months and years in some cases in doing this. But they are committed to this program, to ocean science, and they are happy to do this. And I think they're going to be pretty good. So now I would just like to ask each of our teams to briefly come in and introduce yourselves. And we'll start with Ladue, Horton, Watkins High School from St. Louis, Missouri, the 2020 champs of the National Ocean Sciences Bowl. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Yee. I'm the captain of the Ladue High School National Ocean Sciences Bowl team. I'm a senior, rising college freshman, and I will be attending Yale next year to study something in the life sciences. But I think Ocean Bowl has been such an amazing experience, especially in the past 3 years that since we've started. We've been able to really see the core of teamwork. We've been really been able to witness and experience and be immersed in a field that is really evolving, interdisciplinary, and something that represents what the future society and what future education needs. And we're really grateful for the Ocean Sciences Bowl to hold this event, as well as the virtual national competition. And thank you everybody for joining, and go Ladue.
Yes, I'm Eric, Eric Yen. I'm a rising senior, and I've been doing Ocean Bowl for the past 3 years. And I guess, okay, first of all, what Chris forgot to mention is he basically founded our Ocean Science Bowl team 3 years ago, and ran practice out of his house, basically acted as our coach. And yeah, and I guess really grateful for him to bringing me and everyone else into Ocean Science Bowl. I guess another thing is, I guess studying marine biology for Ocean Science Bowl kind of catalyzed my current passion for biology in general. So yeah, grateful for the Ocean Bowl.
I'm Jason XU, and I'm a junior, and yeah, I'm also really grateful for Chris for introducing Ocean Science Bowl to us, and in general introducing academic bowls to us, because it really helped us get to know each other and get to know the world and see what's happening.
My name is Jason Ding. I am a rising senior. I joined the National Ocean Science Bowl founded by Chris last year, and I'll be honest, at first I was pretty skeptical about this event, but soon after joining the team and finding what it's all about, I actually found it was really fun. I got really involved in it. I'm very glad that Chris brought me into this competition, because ever since I've been able to have new experiences with the ocean and learn more about the ocean. And it's been very fun ever since. So yeah.
My name is Max Yang. I am a freshman, rising sophomore. And I think one of the great things about National Ocean Science Bowl is through it, I've learned how important the ocean is and how it touches every aspect of our lives. Going to high school, I had no clue that this program existed, and I'm very thankful that Chris brought me into this.
Okay, thank you from our championship team. Over to you, Sages, no pressure.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Mixes-Old. I'm the captain of the Sages of the Sea. I'm from the University of New Hampshire, where I'm the director for the Center for Acoustics Research and Education, and also part of the School of Marine Science and Ocean Engineering. I've been part of COL for probably 6 or 7 years now, and NOSB has always been one of the highlights of the year. We're all huge supporters of NOSB, and this is the very first time that a team of my colleagues and I have been able to participate in this way. And so we are very excited and looking forward to the next hour or so. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rob Dunbar. I'm a professor at Stanford University. I want to say congrats to Ladue and job well done to all of the teams that participated in Ocean Science Bowl this year. I've been a big fan of the program. I've hosted it here at Stanford. I've been a science judge many years, and it's been a total blast to do. And I'm looking forward to working with you guys today. I work on climate change in the ocean, and I focus on Antarctica and the tropics. My students call it fire and ice. And I do want to say to Chris that Stanford does take transfers from Yale in their sophomore year.
Hey, go ahead. Well, I guess I'll go. I'm Kelly Chris. I'm the Director of Conservation Policy and Leadership at the New England Aquarium. And before I worked on advocacy and ocean policy, I am also a marine scientist, and I studied with Rob in Antarctica. I did my postdoc at Stanford. And so I'm a geologic oceanographer, and I studied climate in Antarctica.
Hey, I'm Monty Graham. I'm a professor of marine science at the University of Southern Mississippi. We actually just had a tropical storm go through last night, so it was an interesting evening. I'm living proof that you can make a career of studying jellyfish, and so I've got my my gizmo here to highlight my love for the gelatinous plankton. And good luck to you all. We're really nervous about this, and I want to say that actually a few of us are actually rising seniors, but we're a little bit different kind of rising senior. So good luck.
Hi everyone. First, I want to thank those that are joining today to get a kick out of us old sages. It's going to be a good competition. I also want to congratulate Ladue. You're very fortunate to have National Ocean Science Bowl competition. I didn't have it at my high school, but I volunteered my years in college when I was at Texas A&M. My name is Ruth Perry. Like everybody else, I'm a marine scientist, a physical oceanographer, work in the Gulf of Mexico. Currently, studied everything from dolphins, as you see, I brought my friend today, all the way to using autonomous technology to get down to the deeper parts of the Gulf of Mexico, looking at everything from the biology to the physics, and some of the chemistry, though I'm not a chemist. I currently work for the energy industry for Shell, big company working on our offshore oil and gas, as well as offshore wind, which is a new exciting area, and really figuring out how we can develop collaborations with universities like my fellow panelists, to government agencies like I know some of our colleagues on the phone, to NGOs and aquariums like working with Kelly in the Northeast Atlantic, really figuring out how we can use offshore infrastructure to increase our knowledge about the oceans. I can't say with good faith I'm really looking forward to this, because like Bonte, I'm a little bit scared myself, and I not being far out of my PhD, it should be an exciting competition. So thank you.
Well, thank you to both of our wonderful teams, and especially our sages, for us having the courage to do this. And I think it's just a great way to highlight the importance of ocean sciences. So with that said, I can't think of a better person to be our science judge for this competition. Dr. Marcia McNutt is the president of the National Academy of Sciences. She's also been the editor-in-chief of the Science family of journals. She was the director of the U.S. Geological Survey, or USGS, and she was the president and CEO of the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, or MBARI. She has a PhD from Scripps Institution of Oceanography. Thank you for joining us, Marcia.
All right. Well, thank you so much, John. It's honestly a pleasure to welcome everyone who's tuned in here today. Happy World Oceans Day to everyone viewing, and I'm looking forward to this Battle of the Ages, the first ever virtual exhibition match. I hope it becomes a regular tradition, because I think events like this really help to bring attention to the importance of the oceans to all of us everywhere. And I'm so pleased to see that this year's winning team hails from the mid-continent. Because as a native of Minnesota myself, I know that passion for ocean issues, ocean health, and conservation is not relegated to our coasts. It's something that we all must embrace. And this year's winning team is proof that ocean literacy is a national priority. Whether the problem is eutrophication in the Gulf of Mexico, or plastics that make their way from our garbage bins to the stomachs of marine creatures, global warming that is irreversibly impacting ocean chemistry and temperature, or overfishing of certain species to meet consumer demands, we are all at fault, no matter where we live. And we can all do something about it. And we must do something about it. At this very moment, the news is not good. Just waking up this morning to look at my news feed, I saw an article that was published in the proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences that documents the cascading impacts of the extinction of one species through the rest of that species' ecosystem as other organisms that depend on it are imperiled. So we have to worry about every time a species goes extinct. And even marine protected areas, one of the most proven mechanisms to preserve marine biodiversity and promote healthy fisheries, we heard today, are being unprotected as short-term profits are being promoted and science is being ignored. So what can we all do? Well, just as the champions you see before you today become educated, make smart choices as consumers, set good examples for conservation and sustainability, and above all, vote. So in my role today as that of science judge, I will adjudicate if there's a challenge by either team on the scientific accuracy of an answer or of the scientific appropriateness of the question. My ruling as judge is, of course, final. I'll be working very closely with the moderator who orchestrates the competition, Rick Spinrad, a longtime friend and one of the original instigators of the National Ocean Science Bowl. I want to wish the best to both teams. I'm not sure which I feel most sorry for, the students who will be competing against, in many cases, some of the scientists who literally wrote the books that they are going to be taking the questions from, or for some of the sages who literally look back on decades to forget some of these facts. But I know you both will make us proud. So good luck to you both. And back to you, John.
Thank you very much, Marcia, for your inspiring remarks. Absolutely wonderful. So now Dr. Rick Spinrad, as Marcia said, he is going to be our moderator. He's the co-founder of the National Ocean Sciences Bowl. He has been the chief scientist for NOAA, the vice president for research at Oregon State University, and deputy oceanographer for the Navy. And he has a PhD from Oregon State University. He will save his remarks for when he opens it up as moderator. So we will be, and I think you may have seen some polls during this event for our viewers to take part in. Please do so. If you're on Zoom, you can answer there when they pop up. We're trying to do polls on Twitter as well. I hear there may be a couple of Facebook Live problems. We're going to work to get those resolved, and so you can view the competition there. One very important note, the chat box will not be enabled for our attendees. The chat is needed for our competition. We don't want to interfere with their ability to answer questions. So if you do have a question, please use the Q&A box on your screen as well. One of our NOSB team members, not one of our actual players, will be monitoring the Q&A and will answer at the end of the event. So this is normally where I would say, may the best team win, but today I say, may the ocean win. And with that, over to Kristen Urincic, who will do a quick rundown of the rules and just a reminder for the teams, but really an explanation for our viewers as well. Over to you, Kristen.
Thanks, John. I'm Kristen Urincic. I'm the Director of Research and Education Programs at the Consortium for Ocean Leadership. I'm also the Director of the National Ocean Sciences Bowl. So I'm going to be serving as your rules judge today. I'll be calling rules infractions and watching for use of outside materials. Our moderator, Rick, will go over those rules when he begins. But for now, I'm going to go over some more process-oriented questions of how this will work today. Since we're virtual, we don't have our usual lockout buzzer systems. So team members, as John said, are going to be using the chat box. You're going to type a B into the chat box and then wait to be recognized. I will serve as the official recognizer and will verbally announce which player has buzzed in first and has the opportunity to answer the question. Today, we're going to run through 2 rounds of buzzer questions. These are multiple choice toss-up questions. Both teams have the opportunity to answer the toss-up question. The questions will be read in their entirety by the moderator. However, team members may buzz in by typing the B in the chat box at any time during the reading of the question. We'll continue with that question. I will recognize who can answer the question, and then you may answer the question. If you get that question right, the person who buzzes in will answer the question. If you get that right, then the whole team has the opportunity to answer a bonus short answer question. You will have 20 seconds to confer together, but then the captain of the team must answer that question when time is up, before time is up. If the person who has buzzed in for the toss-up question does not get that question right, then the question goes over to the other team who have an opportunity. Someone from that team will be able to buzz in to answer again. However, we will not reread the question before that opportunity comes. Okay, we do have an official timekeeper, Katie Fillingham. She will be announcing at various points when there are certain numbers of seconds remaining to answer questions, so please do pay attention to that when she announces time. If you haven't started your answer, then you will lose the opportunity to answer. Marcia has already mentioned she will be reviewing the validity and correctness of the answers and the questions themselves should challenges arise. The score will be displayed by our scorekeeper, Michael Feldman, so everyone will be able to keep track of that live. And at the end of each round, the captains from each team will verify the score that's up there. We'll do that via the chat box as well. I think that is everything for now, and I'm going to turn it back over to John.
Okay, thank you very much, Kristen. And with that, without any further ado, over to you as our moderator, Rick Spinrad.
Thank you, Admiral. I appreciate that. This really is an extraordinary time. And I was thinking about the fact that on the one hand, we've got a team of extraordinary experts with deep, deep understanding of some of the most complex ocean science issues. And on the other side, we've got the sages. So I wish you both the best of luck. We didn't talk at all about what the awards would be for this. For the sages, the award is if you win, you get to keep your day job. And for our team of students, the award is if you win, you get to take their day jobs. All that aside, I'll point out that it was some 24 years ago that Admiral Jim Watkins, who had the job that Admiral White has right now, walked into my office at what was then the Consortium for Ocean Research and Education and basically just said, why don't we set up a National Ocean Sciences Bowl? It was a very creative, wonderful idea, but at the time we weren't sure how it would happen, how successful it would be. And the first year we started up, as John said, some 23 years ago, we had 8 regional competitions, none of them in the mid-continent. And I would guess we had a few dozen students participating. Suffice it to say that now, some 23 years later, we've had tens of thousands of students participate. The NOSB has had impact on the lives of every one of them and has already started to produce great benefit to society in general, and certainly the ocean sciences community specifically. I don't think I'm exaggerating at all when I point out that Admiral Watkins would have been delighted to see how this plays out. And I am delighted to be honored to serve in this moderating capacity. So thank you for this honor. I'll try to do good by all of you. And the first thing I'm going to do, after wishing you all good luck, is to start by reading the rules. There are about 13 of them that I'll read through right now. So let me remind you that we will be carefully observing all of these rules during the match. Rule number 1, unless team members or coaches are participating via a cell phone or tablet, all electronic devices, including but not limited to cell phones, media players, tablets, cameras, and smartwatches, must be turned off and stored away in a pocket, purse, or bag throughout the entire competition round, even during the official breaks. 2, other than a sheet of paper with W, X, Y, and Z written on it, team members and coaches may not take any notes or photos or screenshots or review any reading materials, for example, textbooks, novels, or papers, during the entire competition round, even including the official break. 3, when a competition starts, no one, teams or officials, may leave their seats or screens unless an official break has been granted. 4, on toss-up questions, you must be verbally recognized by the staff member or moderator before replying. If you respond before being verbally recognized, your team is automatically disqualified from answering the question, and the moderator will offer the question to the other team. 5, in this match, you will be identified by your first name. The captain may also be identified by captain. 6, for toss-up questions, there can be no conferring among team members. If conferring occurs, the team is disqualified from answering the question. The questions will then be offered to the other team. 7, with the exception of articles such as a, an, and the, answers to multiple choice questions must be exactly as those read aloud. Prefacing the answer with, "My answer is not acceptable on a toss-up question, but should be used on a bonus question to ensure the moderator knows when the captain is answering. If a toss-up question is answered incorrectly, the other team will have 5 seconds to buzz in and answer the question. Otherwise, the moderator will move on to the next question. 8, for bonus questions, you have 20 seconds after the moderator finishes reading the question to begin your answer to the question. You will hear the timekeeper say 5 seconds when you have only 5 seconds left to begin your answer. If you fail to begin your answer before the timekeeper says time, you have missed your bonus question. 9, for bonus questions, only the team captain's answer will be accepted. Once the team captain begins his or her answer, no further conferring or clarification may occur by other team members. 10, in the case of an emergency during the reading of a question, for example, a necessary bathroom break or the loss of internet for the host or team members, the question in play will be thrown out. The moderator will then go to the next toss-up or bonus question as appropriate. 11, there are 2 types of challenges that team members may make during a game. Challenges to the scientific answer and challenges to the enforcement of the competition rules. The team member requesting a challenge will raise their hand and request a challenge from the moderator before the moderator begins the next question. 12, all challenges will be resolved in the Zoom meeting. The competition officials will collectively make a ruling on the challenge. No second challenges are allowed. The ruling made by the competition officials is final, no exceptions. And 13, competition officials may issue warnings to individual players if they appear to display inappropriate virtual behavior. If it appears a team member is trying to signal another player or Google or view any information off screen, officials will kindly remind them that they should be looking forward and be working together as a team. To ensure there are no accusations of inappropriate behavior, team members should face their video, especially if dual monitors are being used during the competition. So with that, are we all ready? Judges?
We are ready.
Very good.
Ready.
And teams, I assume you are ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's roll.
Let's do this thing.
All right. Here we go. Round 1. Question 1 is a toss-up multiple choice. Freshwater eels spawn in which sea? W, Black Sea, X, Caribbean Sea, Y, Mediterranean Sea, Z, Sargasso Sea.
Max.
Z.
Z is the correct answer. Your bonus question. Meanders that pinch off the Gulf Stream that rotate clockwise are known as what?
Cold core eddies?
Rotate clockwise.
Clockwise, so this way.
Cold core, right?
Cold core eddies. Right.
I think so. We'll go with that then, Chris.
I'm pretty sure it's warm core, right?
We go with whatever you think.
Okay.
Warm core.
5 seconds.
My answer is warm core eddies.
That is correct.
Nice.
Nice.
Question 2 is a toss-up multiple choice. Approximately, what is the vertical relief of the Monterey Canyon? W, 5 kilometers, X, 1.0 kilometers, Y, 1.5 kilometers, Z, 2.0 kilometers.
Monty.
Y.
Y is correct. Your bonus, short answer. Measurements of biological nitrogen fixation are typically made using incubations of seawater with what stable isotope?
Where's Rob?
Nitrogen 15.
In 15, right?
Nitrogen, yeah, nitrogen 15.
Anybody?
Concur.
Okay. Our answer is nitrogen 15.
That is correct. Question 3 is a toss-up multiple choice. How fast does sound travel through the ocean? W, 340 meters per second. X, 1,115 meters per second. Y, 1,500 meters per second. Z, 4,927 meters per second.
Jennifer.
Y.
Y is correct. Your bonus short answer. What category of organisms decreases primary production, increases leaf drag, and impairs carbon dioxide and nutrient uptake in seagrasses?
I don't know what leaf drag is.
I have no idea.
Rhizosomes? No, that's not a seagrass.
Nitrogen fixers?
5 seconds remain.
What was that?
Nitrogen fixers?
Okay, our answer is
5.
nitrogen fixers.
That is not correct. The correct answer was epiphytes.
Ooh.
Question 4, toss-up multiple choice. Which country has the highest percentage of its electricity supplied by offshore wind farms? W, United States. X, Denmark. Y, Switzerland. Z, Hungary.
Eric.
X.
X is correct. Your bonus short answer. What are the 3 anthropogenic greenhouse gases with the highest global warming potential?
So like
methane.
CO2, methane,
Methane,
and nitrogen oxide, nitric oxide.
Nitrous oxide, like this?
Nitric, right? No, or wait, is it, or is it nitrous?
Nitrous, I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
5 seconds remain.
Okay, my answer is carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide.
Can you repeat the last? It broke up, the last.
Oh, yeah, nitrous oxide.
That is correct.
Nice.
Question 5 is a toss-up multiple choice. In terms of biomass, what is the largest migration on Earth? W, diel vertical migration. X, gray whale migration. Y, loggerhead sea turtle migration, and Z, leopard seal migration.
Eric.
W.
W is correct. Your bonus short answer, what are the two principal evaporites that precipitate from seawater?
The two.
Salt.
Sure. Yeah, or
Yeah.
halite or
Yeah,
thing.
halite and gypsum.
Sure.
My answer is halite and gypsum.
Very good. That is correct.
Nice.
Question 6 is a toss-up multiple choice. What is the primary source of moisture for the North American monsoon? W, Gulf of Mexico. X, Rocky Mountain and Sierra Nevada snowpack. Y, evaporation in Great Plains. Z, Gulf of California and Eastern Pacific Ocean.
Eric.
W.
W is incorrect.
Monty.
Z.
Z is correct. Your bonus is a short answer. What is the name for the specialized organelle that ejects a stinging thread in cnidarians?
It's a
Nematocyst.
nematocyst.
Agree.
What was that again?
Nematocyst.
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 Okay, our answer is nematocyst.
Okay, can we challenge? I think the cells are cnidocytes, right? Like, well, the nematocysts are like the organelles inside of the cells.
The cnidocyte would be the cell.
Yeah, it asked for the cell, so.
I thought he asked for the organelle.
The question was for the organelle.
Oh, thought I heard cell. Okay.
No, it's organelle. So nematocyst was the correct answer.
And I had a
Question
question for Kristen. So, when I scrolled through the chat thing, I did see I buzzed in ahead of Monty, but you called Monty. And that could indicate, internet lag time from California. I don't know.
Also, I think if they answer incorrectly, give me like 1 second to try to get something else in there to break up that chain of names.
Okay.
That will help.
Sorry.
Okay, very good. Question 7 is a toss-up multiple choice. In a growing river delta, which type of sedimentary structure is the most likely to form? W, fining upwards sequence. X, fining downwards sequence. Y, overturned bedding. Z, folded bedding.
Eric.
W.
W is incorrect.
Ruth.
X.
X is correct. Your bonus short answer, the federal Coastal Non-Point Pollution Control Program was created under the umbrella of which comprehensive marine-related law?
Kelly, oil. What's the oil spill?
Marine Pollution Act?
Yes.
Everybody agree that it's the Marine Pollution Act?
Agree.
Okay, our answer is the Marine Pollution Act.
That is incorrect. It was actually the Coastal Zone Management Act. Question 8 is a toss-up multiple choice. What hypothesis describes the mechanism by which intertidal marsh productivity is transported to subtidal estuaries and coastal oceans? W, biomass transfer hypothesis. X, trophic relay hypothesis. Y, horizontal food chain hypothesis. Z, nekton transport chain hypothesis.
Eric.
W. I said W.
If someone was called, I didn't hear that.
W.
W is not correct.
Ruth.
X.
X is correct. Your bonus short answer, the unusually strong nor'easter of 1991, recounted as the perfect storm, is sometimes referred to by which holiday?
Oh, Kelly.
I have no idea.
Oh, is it, oh, what's the Boston holiday?
Patriots Day?
Day?
Oh, I don't know if it's Patriots Day.
What was that?
5 seconds for me.
Oh, our answer is Patriots Day.
No, in fact, it was Halloween. Question 9 is a toss-up multiple choice. Which of the following does not typically affect the final spatial resolution of a multi-beam bathymetric survey? W, survey speed. X, swath angle. Y, water depth. Z, water temperature.
Time.
Wait, what?
Wait,
Who did they question?
nobody got recognized.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a
Apologies,
delay.
I was on mute. Jennifer, sorry, apologies. I was on mute. I will not go on mute again.
Okay. Does that mean we answer or not?
And you can answer.
Okay, Z?
Z is correct. Your bonus short answer, the greatest potential for wave power is associated with the prevailing westerly wind belt in which hemisphere?
We got a 50-50 chance here.
I think it's the north. Wait, west, no, west is down.
But wave energy, there'd be more of it in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah, it's southern because west is coming up.
5 seconds.
Yeah, but
Okay, our answer is the southern hemisphere.
That is correct. Question 10 is a toss-up multiple choice. Which of the following countries is not party to the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea? W, France. X, Japan. Y, United States. Z, Cuba.
Kelly.
Why?
Y is correct. Your bonus, short answer, sea dragons are native to the ocean surrounding what continent?
Oh, Australia.
Yeah.
I agree. Our answer is Australia.
That is correct. Bear with me just a second here. Question 11 is a toss-up multiple choice. Literally meaning yellow matter, which term refers to the organic compounds in coastal waters that limit light penetration? W, amarella. X, flavus. Y, gelbstoff. Z, yellowbick.
Monty.
Why?
Y is correct. Your bonus, short answer, what is the depth at which integrated photosynthesis is equal to respiration?
It's the compensation depth.
Oh, sorry, what was that, Monty?
Compensation depth.
Isn't it carbon compensation depth, CCD?
No, this is photosynthesis, so it's just light compensation depth.
5 seconds.
So light compensation depth? Our answer is light compensation depth.
That's incorrect. The answer was critical depth.
Sorry.
Question 12 is
that.
a toss-up multiple choice.
That one. You know, that the critical depth is the same as the photosynthetic compensation depth, which, you know, is the same as the light compensation depth. We can turn it over to our judge.
So, Dr. McNutt, do you want to judge on this one?
I will check that out.
Remember, no AIDS.
I think you would want an authoritative see if they are equally used terms. Well, I'm not seeing. Yeah, you know, I am not seeing that these are terms that are used. What was the answer you gave?
The he gave was light compensation depth.
Light compensation depth. Okay.
Okay, so critical depth, is the depth at which phytoplankton growth is balanced by losses of phytoplankton biomass. And that's actually a little bit different from, the photosynthesis and, the way the question was worded. I'm happy to withdraw the challenge just to keep us moving forward. But
yeah, it's what I'm seeing for light compensation depth is the light at any depth is roughly constant for most of the day and things like that. Yeah, I think we should go on. I'm not seeing a clear.
All right, let's continue on then. So not rejecting or actually rejecting the answer, they don't get credit then for this question. That's your take on it, right, Marcia?
Right, exactly. I think we move on. Yep.
Okay, thank you. Question 12 is a toss-up multiple choice. Which of the following is not a UN agency that handles ocean policy issues? W, Food and Agriculture Organization. X, United Nations Development Program. Y, Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission. Z, International Commission for the Conservation of Atlantic Tunas.
Kelly.
Z.
Z is correct. Your bonus short answer. What is the dihedral angle between the nodal planes on the focal mechanism of a strike-slip earthquake?
Ooh, I have no idea.
What a phone a friend.
Yeah, where's our phone a friend?
I'm listening after dihedral.
33.156789. I don't
5
know.
seconds.
Go, Jen. First angle off the top of your head.
Our answer is 45 degrees.
Close, but it was 90 degrees. No points for that. Question 13 is a toss-up multiple choice. In summer, sea ice around Antarctica covers approximately 4 million square kilometers. Approximately how many million square kilometers are covered by sea ice in winter? W, 5 to 8, X, 18 to 22, Y, 30 to 40, Z, 100 to 200.
Eric.
X.
Again, can you repeat, please?
X.
X is correct. Your bonus short answer, what is the maximum wingspan in feet of the wandering albatross, the largest of flying seabirds?
In feet, so
18
about,
or something? Or like
that'll be about 6 meters, I guess.
Yeah, like
Sounds right.
Yeah,
18 feet.
18 feet. Okay. My answer is 18 feet.
No, I'm sorry, the answer is 12. We would have accepted anywhere from 10 to 14. Question 14 is a toss-up, multiple choice. What is one of the major driving forces of deep sea circulation? W, deep sea currents in polar regions. X, density differences between different masses of ocean water. Y, viscosity differences between two different masses of ocean water. Z, extreme polarity of the water molecule.
Ruth.
Y.
Y is incorrect.
Jason Ding.
X.
Jason Ding.
X is correct. Your bonus short answer, what are the 5 vertical zones from top to bottom of the open sea?
So pelagic, meso, and then bathy, and then biso, and then hato, right?
Yeah.
Or wait, no, of the open seas, not pelagic. Oh yeah, it is pelagic. Okay, yeah.
Okay. My answer is epipelagic, mesopelagic, bathypelagic, abyssopelagic, and hadopelagic.
I'm going to ask you to repeat, please. You broke up.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My answer is epipelagic, mesopelagic, bathypelagic, abyssopelagic, and hadopelagic. Or pelagic.
That is correct. Nicely done. Question 15 is a toss-up, multiple choice. Which of the following items would most likely be carried on a ro-ro vessel? W, trucks, X, wheat, Y, liquefied chemicals, Z, iron ore.
Monty.
W.
W is correct. Your bonus, short answer. What does it mean if a shark is ovoviviparous?
It's live bearing.
Is it just live bearing or is it up?
It's
OV, does it have inside live bearing? Yeah, inside, right?
yeah. So it's live bearing.
It's live birth.
Okay. Our answer is live bearing.
That is not correct. In the spirit of having exactly the right answer, what we were looking for is not only the live birth, but the retention of the eggs internally. So we cannot give you credit on this one.
I hope my
Toss
biology
up.
teacher isn't watching.
Multiple choice. What can you determine by measuring the concentrations of iron and magnesium in adjacent pairs of garnet and amphibole? W, maximum frictional temperature. X, maximum atmospheric temperature. Y, maximum metamorphic temperature. Or Z, maximum Curie temperature.
Eric.
Y.
So, Kristen,
Why?
I didn't hear you call Eric.
Okay, I did call Eric.
Very good. Then the answer is correct. Why? Your bonus, short answer, what term refers to zones of higher turbidity above the seafloor created by resuspension of sediments?
So it's like,
Is this like abyssal storms or something?
Yeah,
well, yeah, that sounds right.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was like the net flow, like something meter. But
No, here.
I
My
think
answer is abyssal storms.
No, actually, the answer we were looking for was nepheloid layers.
Oh.
Question 17 is a toss-up, multiple choice. Which of the following radionuclides used in marine and lacustrine studies is not produced by cosmic rays? W, helium-3, X, beryllium-7, Y, phosphorus-34, Z, carbon-14.
Eric.
Y.
Y is correct.
Nice.
Your bonus, short answer, what major biological event in evolution occurred on Earth at the dawn of the Phanerozoic?
Phanerozoic? So it's like, yeah, Cambrian explosion. It's the current neon.
Yeah, okay. My answer is Cambrian explosion.
Repeat that answer, please.
My answer is Cambrian explosion.
I'm sorry, the answer we were looking for was that multicellular organisms appeared or evolved. So that's not correct. Question 18.
Challenge, I think.
No.
I think the Phanerozoic's the current eon, right? And the one before was the Proterozoic. And the Cambrian explosion was at the beginning of the Phanerozoic.
I think we should accept, wait,
Yeah, because multicellular organisms evolved before the start of the Phanerozoic, right? It was during the Proterozoic that they
so
evolved.
I think we should accept Cambrian explosion because the Cambrian
Okay.
is the beginning of the Phanerozoic. And it's true that there were multicellular organisms in the Ediacaran.
Very good. Scorekeeper, have you recorded that?
I have recorded.
Okay, very good. Let's continue then. Question 18 is a toss-up, multiple choice. What type of diagram is used to characterize the various ocean water masses? W, PT diagram plotting pressure versus temperature. X, SW diagram plotting salinity versus wavelengths of light absorbed. Y, TS diagram plotting temperature versus salinity. Z, BC diagram plotting biomass versus carbon production.
Auntie.
Y.
Y is correct. Your bonus short answer: what class of organic chemicals are produced from the burning of coal and oil?
Is that petrogenic or something? I mean,
Ruth, do you have any idea?
Petrochemical burning. Ooh. Where's Kelly? The geologist or Rob?
And the question.
like petrogenic? I mean,
Petrochemicals.
Petrogenic chemicals.
I'm sorry, as creative as that was, what we were looking for was polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAH. Question 19.
On the
It's a toss-up, multiple choice. Which federal agency manages more than 500 miles of coastline along the north shore of Alaska in the National Petroleum Reserve? W, Arctic Research Commission. X, Bureau of Land Management. Y, Federal Maritime Commission. Z, National Park Service.
Kelly.
X.
X is correct. Your bonus short answer: who was the first person to publish a model of surface ocean gyre currents that accurately reflected the intensification of western boundary currents?
was that Ben Franklin?
Oh,
No, with the
Humboldt.
Franklin.
It's Humboldt.
Yeah. Humboldt.
5 seconds.
What was his name again?
Humboldt, like the squid.
So our answer is Humboldt.
I'm sorry, the answer is Henry Stommel.
Ah.
Question 20,
Wait,
which is the last question in this round.
Rick, so I kind of hear Rob. I'm not sure if he's having audio issues. It was hard to hear him. Can we just do an audio check, Rob?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, there you are.
Yeah, that's because I said Stommel 4 times. Did you guys hear that?
No.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right, Ruth. Fair enough.
Okay.
So what we need to do is also type it like they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
typing. Thanks, Rick. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Good. Let's go ahead with question 20, the last question in this first round, to toss up multiple choice. What element is substantially depleted in high temperature hydrothermal vent solutions compared to seawater? W, strontium. X, calcium. Y, magnesium. Z, iron.
Eric.
Calcium.
That is incorrect.
We need to redo the B, right?
Yeah. Buzz in. Ruth.
Why?
Y is correct. Your bonus short answer: what kind of westward propagating ocean wave is characterized by large horizontal movements with a scale up to tens of thousands of kilometers.
Kilotons?
So that's either Rayleigh or Kelvin, right?
Oh, oh yeah.
So let's see. I think I'd probably go with Kelvin, but what do you
Bruce said Rayleigh.
Really?
Rayleigh.
5
All right.
seconds.
Our answer is Rayleigh.
That's incorrect. It's Rossby waves.
Oh.
And that,
Hey, my PhD advisor better not be watching either.
that concludes round one. I'm going to throw it back to Kristen for direction.
Okay, so we just need our team captains to confirm the score in the chat. We have NOSBs 58 to PhDs 76. So just give us a confirm or agree in the chat box. Okay, I think back to John to send us into intermission.
Thank you very much to Kristen and to all of our judges, our moderator, and everyone. A very competitive first half. It's halftime. So while our teams are going to take a couple of minutes for break here, we don't have right shark and left shark, but we do have two NOSB alums who are going to just talk briefly about what NOSB has meant to them since their time as part of the team and competing in this competition. So first is Dr. Heather Heenahan. She competed in the Shore Bowl in New Jersey, received her PhD in marine science and conservation at Duke University. She presented to the NOSB students during our 2016 finals, highlighting her research on the soundscape of Hawaiian spinner dolphin resting bays. She's a very strong advocate of girls and women in STEM, and now she's a high school teacher and science communicator. Thank you for being here today, Heather. Are you with us?
I am indeed. Hi, everybody. And hello to some of the sages that I know and have interacted with. It's good to see you guys. I just wanted to say NOSB has been such an important part of my life for a long time, since my participation in the Shore Bowl in high school. I still have the t-shirt from 2004. And I've been really lucky to be involved in NOSB throughout the years. And it's such a wonderful community of students, of educators, of policymakers, of scientists, and sort of spanning all of those myself. I feel really lucky to have been sort of enveloped into this NOSB family. And I look forward to hopefully having my own team at my high school coming up in the next couple of years.
Thank you, Heather. And we look forward to seeing your team.
Yeah,
maybe
it's good
on
to see
screen.
you too, John. Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks a lot. So next is Jose Cuevas. He competed in the Grunion Bowl, now the Garibaldi Bowl, in San Diego in 2011 and 12. He was chosen as an NOSB National Ocean Scholar in 2012. He graduated from the University of San Diego in 2017 with a BA in Marine Science. And he is starting a master's program in geology. We had a lot of rock questions and marine biogeochemistry at Boston College in the fall. He now serves as a moderator and rules judge at the Garibaldi Bowl, and he serves as a question writer for NOSB. A lot of rock questions, maybe some of his. He's also been noted as he's waiting for years to see a competition such as this, where a student team faces off against a team of scientists. So here you go. And Jose, thanks for being here. And the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks for having me, John. I've got to say, it's really surreal seeing some of the questions that I've written get posed on the national stage. It was really surreal seeing that at my regional competition as well. And just kind of seeing that now is kind of daunting where, oh, this is something that I should know, and I'm still not sure that I actually know it, having written it. As you mentioned, I am starting my master's program in the fall. I think one big thing that NOSB helped me realize is that even beyond the research sector, there's a lot of different ways that you can be involved in ocean science, and you can keep being involved in ocean science. Like for the last few years, I've been working in education at the Birch Aquarium at Scripps. So I've been very closely partnered with UC San Diego, not only learning the cutting edge of ocean research, but also trying to figure out what's the best way that we can share all of this research with a greater audience, with a greater public at large. And before that, I had been briefly at the Smithsonian thinking about the same kind of thing, working very closely with their Marine Invasions Lab and their citizen science projects. Also thinking of, what's the best way that we can directly involve people who may not have a super strong scientific background or might not have a super strong scientific background yet in the active science. So that's something I'm going to try to carry with me as I enter my master's program, as I think about the research I'm going to be doing down the line. And it's something that I've been very honored to be able to keep with me, in great part thanks to NOSB, where I'm thinking about, anyone can learn science, but also to that point, anyone can also do science. So I'm really excited that that's a thing that I've been able to do thus far. It's a thing that I'm excited to continue. And honestly, it's really, I'm really thankful to have been able to be involved in NOSB after being a competitor and now seeing, I think, almost every position besides regional coordinator, which is not one that I'm anxious to step into at any point in the future. But having seen all facets of this competition, I see how closely it impacts the high school competitors. And also something that I've seen is the direct impact it can have on undergraduate and grad student volunteers as well, where they're helping shape the next generation of ocean scientists. And they're also helping identify potential opportunities for those competitors and volunteers, where I got involved in research in great part because I was involved in NOSB. And the science judge in the room said, "Hey, I'm looking for undergraduates. Would you like to become an undergraduate researcher?" So that's how I got my foot in the door through there. And I'm very thankful to NOSB to have provided me that opportunity.
Thank you, Jose and Heather. Fabulous examples. Thank you for your leadership in the ocean sciences. Thank you for your work in NOSB. And Jose, by the way, I look forward to seeing you as an RC, maybe when you're a SAGE one of these days, okay? You said you're not looking forward to it, but we are.
Not quite yet. So when I'm ready. Thanks, John.
Okay, thanks both of you. So we'll get back. Let me see if our group is ready to go yet. We'll start with our moderator, Rick. Are you ready?
I am ready, and I'll go ahead and read just the first 3 rules per our protocol here once you give me the go-ahead that we've got our teams on board.
I'll turn it over to you, Kristen, to check and make sure the teams are good to go.
It looks, I think we have everybody. Teams, you're good? Okay.
Good. And just to be completely clear, the judges are all good to go?
Ready. Yes.
All good.
Very good. Okay, so just real quickly, the key 3 rules here. Number 1, unless team members or coaches are participating via cell phone or tablet, all electronic devices, including but not limited to cell phones, media players, tablets, cameras, and smartwatches, must be turned off and stored away in a pocket, purse, or bag throughout the entire competition round, even during the official breaks. 2, other than a sheet of paper with W, X, Y, and Z written on it, team members and coaches may not take any notes, photos, or screenshots, or review any reading materials, textbooks, novels, or papers during the entire competition round. 3, when a competition starts, no one, teams or officials, may leave their seats or screens unless an official break has been granted. So with that, we're good to go. Round 2. Question 1 is a toss-up, multiple choice. What term refers to the horizontal balance between the pressure gradient force and the Coriolis force? W, geospatial balance. X, geostrophic balance. Y, gradient balance. Z, Coriolis balance.
Eric.
X.
I didn't hear the
X.
competitor call. Yes, was that person called, Christian?
Yes, Eric.
Okay, X is correct. Bonus, short answer. What graphic record describes the change in CO2 concentrations in the Earth's atmosphere?
That's the Keeling curve, right?
Wait, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, go with it.
Yeah. My answer is Keeling curve.
That is correct. Question 2 is a toss-up multiple choice. To which group does Synechococcus, the most abundant autotroph on Earth, belong? W, diatoms, X, copepods, Y, cyanobacteria, Z, archaea.
Ruth.
W.
W is incorrect.
Eric.
Y.
Y is correct. Your bonus, short answer. The MARPOL Convention is the principal international agreement regulating marine pollution from what specific source?
Like shipping?
Ships, yeah.
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 Just go with like ships, yeah.
Yeah.
On international waters.
Okay. My answer is ships.
That is correct. Question 3 is a toss-up, multiple choice. What is the most abundant gas by proportion in the atmosphere? W, argon, X, carbon dioxide, Y, nitrogen, Z, oxygen.
Eric.
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen is correct. Your bonus, short answer. During the 19th century, the Great Lakes were not called the Great Lakes. What were they called?
Oh,
Yeah, 19th century.
Like, shoot.
go math.
Like,
Come on.
Something C or something.
I don't know.
Wisconsin.
Sure,
Lakes.
go with that.
5 seconds.
My answer is Wisconsin C.
No, in fact, what we were looking for was the inland seas.
Oh.
We would have accepted
close.
Gitchigani, in fact, as well. Okay, question 4 is a toss-up multiple choice. As of 2017, marine protected areas accounted for approximately what percent of the surface area of the ocean? W, 1%, X, 5%, Y, 15%, Z, 50%.
Jason Sue.
Y.
Y is incorrect.
Kelly.
X.
X is correct. Your bonus, short answer. How many pairs of walking legs do Dungeness crabs and Alaska king crabs have, respectively?
They're decapods, so they've got.
I would say 3 because the front are claws. They're not walking legs.
Okay, so that'd be 8 then. 4
But they
pair.
said how many pairs?
4 pair.
No, 3, yeah, 3 and
3
4.
pair.
Pair.
5 seconds.
Could be 3 and 4 because it was.
Our answer is 3 pair.
Well, we were looking for the respective answers, so that is not correct, because Alaska have 3, Dungeness have 4.
Misheard that.
Question 5.
We have to totally listen.
Question 5 is a toss-up multiple choice. What is the name of the active caldera in Antarctica? W, Mount Erebus, X, Bridgman Island, Y, Coleman Island, Z, Deception Island.
Eric.
W.
W is not correct.
Ruth.
Z.
Z is correct. Deception Island. Your bonus, short answer. What is the approximate albedo observed for the ocean water surface?
Oh boy.
Can't remember 101 lab. Albedo absorption, 64%.
Okay.
Time.
All right. Forget it. We didn't have one.
I did not hear an answer.
No,
we
no,
didn't.
time was called before an answer.
If you don't all speak at once, it makes it a lot easier for me. Can Jen speak as the captain?
We had no answer.
No, they didn't beat
Okay.
the time.
No answer. The answer was 6%. Question 6 is a toss-up multiple choice. Members of the phylum Nemertea are referred to by which common name? W, tapeworms, X, arrow worms, Y, ribbon worms, Z, acorn worms.
Eric.
Why?
Y is correct. Your bonus short answer, which U.S. federal agency has jurisdiction over the polar bear?
Wait, it's like
Probably.
EPA?
Yeah,
Is it
Environmental
endangered?
Protection
I'm not
Agency.
sure.
Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah, I think. Because they do like endangered species, right?
Okay, let's go with that then.
Okay.
5
Okay.
seconds.
My answer is Environmental Protection Agency.
No, I'm sorry. It's the Fish and Wildlife Service in the Department of
The other one.
Okay, wasn't it asking for?
Okay, question 7 is a toss-up multiple choice. Ophiolites are examples of what continental feature? W, shield, X, platform, Y, plateau, Z, terrain.
Eric.
Z.
Z is correct. Your bonus short answer, what is one of the molecules involved in bioluminescent reactions?
It's like luciferin.
Probably
right?
luciferin,
Go
right?
with that.
Yeah.
Okay. My answer is luciferin.
That is correct. Toss-up. Question 8 is a toss-up multiple choice. How much more of the sun's energy reaches the equator each year as compared to the poles? W, 2 times, X, 3 times, Y, 4 times, Z, 5 times.
Eric.
Y.
Y is correct.
Nice.
Your bonus short answer, what influential paper published in 1968 by ecologist Garrett Hardin describes the dilemma by which multiple individuals acting in self-interest deplete shared limited resources?
It's like Tragedy of
It's
the
like-
Commons, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Is that
probably.
it?
Wait, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. My answer is Tragedy of the Commons.
Very good. That is correct.
Nice.
Question 9 is a toss-up multiple choice. With which program is the research vessel Glomar Challenger associated? W, Integrated Ocean Drilling Program. X, Ocean Drilling Program. Y, Deep Sea Drilling Program. Z, Gulf Challenger Oil Spill Cleanup.
Jason Zoo.
W.
W is not correct.
Oh.
Kelly.
Why?
Y is correct. Your bonus short answer, what 2 processes does the Rossby number describe?
Anybody have any idea?
Good here.
What was that?
I don't know.
I was going to say turbulence and
5
flow.
seconds.
Wave?
It's got wavelength.
Time.
Wave, turbulence. Our answer is wavelength and turbulence.
No, it's advection and rotation. Question 10 is a toss-up multiple choice. In which tectonic environment do blue schists form? W, subduction zones. X, passive margins. Y, spreading centers. Z, boli impacts.
Eric.
W.
W is correct.
Nice.
Your bonus short answer, what's the name of the disease that invasive snakehead fish may be able to transfer to U.S. native fish?
What disease?
Disease.
I don't know. Some sort of like
Probably some
fungal
parasite.
disease, is it? I don't remember what
Oh.
it's called.
Like this.
Start with a C. Or maybe that. Yeah, it sounds right.
5 seconds.
Go like that.
I'll just go with it. My answer is aspergillosis.
The answer is epizootic ulcerative syndrome.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, bear with me here. For some reason,
Come on, sages, we gotta wake up here.
Hey, Rick, while you're getting past the TCQs, when we get to question 15 or after question 15, let's take a pause for a cumulative score update to make the last 5 questions interesting.
Oh, no.
so Kristen, the EOSB has given me some funny symbols there, so I'm going to go to my paper.
Okay.
And just bear with me for a second. I want to make sure that I get the right version. This is why analog backup is good. Okay, I'm good. Can you hear me okay? Because I'm a little far away from my my mic.
Yes.
Am I coming through okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Rick, you're good.
Yes.
Okay, good. So the next bonus question, toss up multiple choice. The SOFAR channel was named after a World War II project which hoped to make use of it to do which of the following? W, prevent enemy detection of submarines. X, locate survivors of sinking vessels. Y, optimize torpedo trajectories. Z, improve detection of enemy vessels.
Time.
You know, I didn't hear a name.
Yeah, nobody got recognized.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I thought you said bonus. I thought we were on a bonus. I'm sorry,
What?
it should be Jason Zoo.
W.
W is incorrect.
What?
Monty.
Z.
I couldn't hear, Monty. Can you repeat, please?
Z.
Z is incorrect. The correct answer was X, locate survivors of sinking vessels. Okay, the next toss-up, multiple choice. The Ports and Waterways Safety Act of 1972 provided the U.S. Coast Guard the authority to construct, maintain, and operate which of the following services? W, bridge and bridge radio telephone service. X, vessel traffic service. Y, watchstander. Z, automatic identification system.
Ruth.
Oh, shoot. X.
X is correct.
Oh, gosh.
Your bonus, short answer. In what direction does sphere drip transport move water in the deep basins of the South Pacific?
North.
North. Everybody agree on north?
Well, wait a second.
5 seconds.
Many surges from west to east through the Drake Passage, so it's probably
Time.
probably to the east.
Did time pass?
Yes.
Time passed. No answer. Toss up, multiple
Can you
choice.
tell us what the answer is, though, just for edification?
Yeah, the answer was north, Rob.
And
Toss
wait,
up,
hold on
multiple
a
choice.
second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. You know, technical.
Are you challenged?
Here. No, I'm not going to challenge, but I'll tell you, my chat thing didn't do anything for about 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden 25 things came through, right? So I don't think there's an easy way that we can correct for internet lags to the West Coast here, but there are some glitches occurring. I don't think anything can be done, but let's continue.
All right, we will continue then. This is question 13. It's a toss-up multiple choice. Which igneous rock exhibits the fastest seismic compression wave speed? W, peridotite, X, gabbro, Y, granite, Z, diorite.
Chris.
W.
W is correct. Your bonus short answer: what instrument is designed to record the earth motion under oceans and lakes from both man-made and natural sources?
The motion, the underwater seismometer. I don't know.
Wait, there's like a name, like
specific name.
The darts, like the buoys that are like underwater.
Oh, that was tsunami, right? Or Argo. That's
5
the
seconds.
picture.
I just go second. Okay, my answer is underwater seismometer.
Well, the specific name is ocean bottom seismometer, which is a name that's been used for years. So we can't accept that.
Okay.
Question 14 is a toss-up multiple choice. What subphylum of arthropods includes horseshoe crabs? W, Crustacea, X, Hexapoda, Y, Myriapoda, Z, Cheliceraformes.
Monty.
Z.
Z is correct. Bonus short answer. Name one halide compound produced by some seaweeds and phytoplankton that can react with ozone in the stratosphere.
DMS.
Or bromide for halide, right?
Okay.
Bromide?
I'll go with bromide.
All right, our answer is bromide.
It's not a compound.
I don't think that is acceptable because we're looking for methyl bromides, but I'm going to defer to that. That may be acceptable. I'm going to defer to Marcia on this one.
Help us out, Marcia.
Yeah, I think.
No.
I know, that's what I said. It's not a compound.
I know you were thinking of methyl bromide, but that's not what you said.
Yeah, I think it's got to be. It's got to be methyl bromide.
It's got to be, yeah.
It's got to be the compound.
Okay. Moving right along.
Do you want a?
How about we do it after 15 for the last 5 questions?
Okay.
Was that a time call? Sorry, I missed that.
No, we'll pause after this next question and bonus for the Explore check.
Good. Question 15 is a toss-up multiple choice. PCR technology provides what type of data about marine organisms? W, diet, X, habitat, Y, genetic, Z, survivable depth.
Ruth.
Y.
Y is correct. Your bonus, short answer. What was the purpose of the Non-Indigenous Aquatic Nuisance Prevention and Control Act instituted in 1990?
Oh, ballast water, invasive species, right?
Yeah.
Invasive species?
Invasive
species and ballast water?
Invasive species control.
Our answer is invasive species control.
Marcia, I think that's acceptable, right?
Yep.
Yep, that's right. So, Kristen, you wanted me to pause here now?
Yep, let's have Michael check in with a cumulative score.
Sure. Can everyone hear me all right?
Yep.
All right. Well, so the PhDs had at halftime had a commanding 18-point lead, but after an inspiring speech from the Ladue team, they're now currently leading 114 to 106.
It's close, guys.
Very
It's
close battle. It's just
Close.
8 points.
All right, get ready for your B's,
Very good.
everybody.
Okay,
All right,
Both
continue.
teams. both teams, take careful note. I'm about to give you my checking account number. I'll look at how much you deposit to determine how I read the next set of questions. Okay, we've got
there we go.
5 questions here. So question 16 is a toss-up multiple choice. At which point in its anatomy would greatest water flow rate be more important for a sponge? W, ostium, X, choanocyte chamber, Y, osculum, Z, atrium.
Eric.
Y.
Y is correct. Your bonus, short answer, when the mineral orthoclase is broken down by weathering, what 2 compounds are formed in addition to potassium ions?
Oh,
Orthoclase weathering.
like feldspar.
So feldspar, orthoclase is a type of feldspar.
Weathering produces kaolinite, and then
Okay. What's
What
made
else?
of? What's kaolinite made of?
no, that's just
5
it.
seconds.
Quartz, maybe.
Sure, whatever.
Sure.
My answer is kaolinite and quartz.
So we were
I
looking
think
for kaolinite and
quartz
silica.
because
Will that
quartz is-
work, Marcia?
Yeah, we'll accept quartz. Silica is
Yeah,
quartz.
that's what I was going to say. Good. That's a good answer.
All right.
Okay, 17 is a toss-up multiple choice. According to the Monterey Bay Aquarium's Seafood Watch list, which wild-caught U.S. stock is a best choice for consumption? W, Pacific halibut, X, Atlantic herring, Y, red snapper, Z, blue marlin.
Monty.
W.
W is not correct.
Oh, Monty.
Eric.
Z.
That is not correct. The correct answer was X, Atlantic herring. We'll go to the next toss-up, number 18. The 1955 Pioneer Survey provided key evidence for the theory of plate tectonics when it discovered what feature on the ocean floor off the U.S. West Coast? W, magnetic striping, X, volcanoes, Y, Monterey Canyon, Z, upwelling.
Ruth.
W.
W is correct. Your bonus, short answer, what law was enacted after the Exxon Valdez oil spill to ensure that oil spills are responded to more effectively and to ensure polluters take financial responsibility for the response efforts?
Oil Spill Prevention Act. Does everyone agree with that one?
Yes.
I think, yes, I have the acronym right. Yes, should be right.
Our answer is the Oil Spill Prevention Act.
Well, the act is actually the Oil Pollution Act.
OPA,
In the
come
spirit of the
on.
rules, we've got to follow the exact wording. Next question is a toss-up multiple choice. The Dore and Bruce peninsulas, formed of Niagaran dolomite, date to which of the following geologic periods? W, Cambrian, X, Jurassic, Y, Silurian, Z, Devonian.
Max.
Z. Z is incorrect.
Rob.
Y.
Y is correct.
Good job,
Your
Rob.
bonus, short answer, which prehistoric cartilaginous fish is primarily known from a toothy, spiral-shaped fossil?
Coelacanth.
I agree with that one. Okay, our answer is the coelacanth.
That is not correct. It's the Helicoprion.
What? Never heard of it. Doesn't exist.
Question 20. And the final question
Ugh.
is a toss-up multiple choice. What is the name of the free-living larval stage of schistosomes that infects vertebrates? W, Rhedia, X, Cercaria, Y, Schistomule, Z, Trematode.
Ruth.
X.
X is correct. Your bonus short answer.
All right, guys, come
What
on.
term refers to the abrupt changes in Earth's climate that result from rapid cooling over decades to centuries?
La Nina. No, that's not decades. Century.
Just like delete.
What's the flip, Monty? What's
delete?
It's Younger Dryas, and then generically it's the climate surprise. But those multiple correct answers.
5 seconds.
Go Younger Dryas?
What is?
No, the answer is, I'm sorry. The answer is
Hey.
Heinrich, so that is not correct.
What was the answer?
And that concludes the round.
What was the answer?
I couldn't hear the answer.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
The answer is Heinrich events.
Of which the Younger Dryas is one. Anyway, it's not worth challenging, but it's possible.
All right, so we have a round 2 score of NOSB 66 to PhDs 42. I'm going to hand it again over to Mike for the final cumulative score.
Well, the important takeaway here is the PhDs really needed that last question right. But the final score is PhDs 118, NOSBs 124. So just that last 6-point question was pretty important.
Oh, it was just the light compensation depth.
Of all questions, the challenge, Rob.
We're gonna go to the Supreme Court on this one.
All right.
That was fun. Good job, team. Good job.
Yeah. Good game.
All
They
right.
all played really well too.
Thanks to everyone.
Good job, Ladue.
Congratulations.
We're gonna let you all have it this time.
So you can get rid of the scoreboard now. Amanda, we'll go back over, and I just want to say, first of all, congratulations to Ladue. You, an amazing comeback, like the Kansas City Chiefs or the New England Patriots. You know, an 18-point deficit was nothing. But I thought it interesting when you got down to question 19, the prehistoric team lost because they didn't know the name of a prehistoric fish. I'm just saying.
Ooh.
Anyway, I want to thank all of you. This was exciting. First time through, a couple of bumps and learning things about doing this live, but this is the first time. And you were amazing. This was, I mean, it came down to the final question, like they do so many times in NOSB. And it's just, it's a credit to all of you as individuals, your parents, your teachers, anybody who's gotten you to where you are today, whether you're in high school or a little bit beyond that. So thank you so much. Thank you, Rick, Marsha, all of our judges, an amazing team. I just want to leave you with a couple of thoughts. One is we wouldn't be here without our sponsors, so I'm just going to read you very briefly. Our sponsors are NOAA, the National Academies of Science, and Wendy and Eric Schmidt, the Deerbrook Charitable Trust, NASA, Shell, Lockheed Martin, American Honda, Sharon and Wayne Sternberger, the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, the Department of Energy, National Renewable Energy Laboratory, or NREL, the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation, IEEE Oceanic Engineering Society, McGregor Norway AS, and the Marine Technology Society. So thank you very much for that. I want to leave you just with a couple of very final thoughts here. First of all is this will be on YouTube if you want anybody else to watch it, fast forward to parts, whatever you want to do. I think it's an exciting thing to do. But I just want to say a very happy World Ocean Day. There are many high school students who spend a lot of time in organized sports this time of year. They are understandably very disappointed that those programs have taken a hiatus. Those students who spend much of their spring on the sports of knowledge and learning, they're able to keep going because, as we all know, that knowledge bridges time and space and the physical and biological world as we know it. In the sports of science, we train, practice, and play every hour of every day, and then we sleep. But then we sleep and we dream. We dream of a day in the near future when the great ocean and scientific minds of today that are represented here by both teams, that you will pass along your roles to the star players that come after you, from the sages to the NOSBs, time after time. In that dream, with all these players and with millions more that you represent around the world, we just might be able to win the biggest challenge of our history and our existence. That is the restoral of a healthy and sustainable ocean planet that prospers as it meets the needs of all life that it hosts. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful day, a wonderful World Ocean Day.